CA Ankit. Ankit is a co-founder of ZWork, having expertise in the areas of finance and business building. Currently at ZWork, Ankit oversees multiple business functions. Before ZWork, Ankit had two stints with ITC Limited and Indian Oil Corporation. He is a chartered accountant, company secretary, and alumnus of St. Xavier College, Kolkata. With this brief introduction, I hand over the session to you, sir.
Lot of hard work has gone into that company, and I am blessed to be a chartered accountant. You will find very few chartered accountants, who take risk in their job lives, want to become entrepreneur. Some may become successful, some may fail, but in the hindsight, today probably I will not say we are successful. We've reached a scale. Lot of hard work, lot of runway, lot of things still to be done. But in the hindsight, it was a very exciting journey. I will talk about some of the snippets of our network journey when I run through the PPT. But very quickly, because the topic I'll be speaking about is about entrepreneurs, cultivating the entrepreneurial skill. My limited experience of last 4-5 years of running this startup, when we are starting up, whether a conventional business or in form of a startup, the today's buzzword startup, I think 2-3 things which is very important as per our experience is we have to solve a problem. That's the most important thing. There has to be a problem which we are solving. The intent has to be correct. Siddharth was referring in the last 5 minutes that some of the startup founders, they end up liquidating, taking out lots of money in the Series B, Series C round of funding. Intent should not be that as a founder, I'll become rich. I'll create a lot of liquidity for me so that even if I fail, I can start something new. Intent has to be to solve that problem ethically. And third, most important thing, what I have realized, even at our today's scale, we have 3,000 people in our company. People is the most important resource. If we have right set of people, they could be chartered accountants, could be MBAs, could be clerks, could be people from engineering background. The pool of talent, at least in today's era, in a startup ecosystem is the most important thing. So if you have a problem, if you're solving it with the right intent, with the right set of people, everything else falls in place. There's no issue with the investors, with the lenders, with your customers, with your suppliers. The entire ecosystem is there waiting for you if you have these 3 elements. Now the only rider I will use is, this is our experience. Probably there would be other founders, there would be other companies who may have their own mantra of success, but we firmly believe in this. This is how I wanted to introduce about ZWork, about my journey. Once we have the PPT, I have broken it into very, very simple 2-3 sections. I want to talk about innovation. I want to talk about how to get to innovation. And obviously, the journey of an entrepreneur. What do we face? In our success, in our failures, there are a lot of things which run in our mind, which will run into every entrepreneur's mind, at times which is very confusing. So I want to just give or share glimpses around that, and towards the end, little bit of deep dive on ZWork journey. Innovation doesn't mean that we have to do something new or something unique altogether. Innovation is probably doing the same thing a different way. So it's very important. This concept is very important in any entrepreneur's journey. You take any new age startup, and most of the talking, by the way, I'm doing is with the mindset of startups only. My limited experience of last 5-6 years looking at this ecosystem. So bear with me for that. So there are multiple types of innovation. We can pick up any theme, and probably, I'll fit in a few companies in those themes, and we will see that how probably those founders would have started that company. It all starts with the innovation. So, this particular innovation wheel is not a new concept. It was started somewhere in 1900 and I think 1800s by a foundation called Dublin Innovation Firm, which is today a part of Deloitte, right? This is called the innovation wheel, where you have 10 elements of innovation, which is further, these are the 10 elements of innovation, which is further classified into 3 broad chapters or segments, which is experience, configuration, and offering. Your innovation can be either through experience, through configuration, through offering. And within each of these 3 chapters, you again have sub-segments. Like for example, in experience, You can create an experience around service, around channel, around brand, around customer engagement. Probably in configuration, you can have a new innovation in your profit model, network, structure, process, and offering can be probably product performance or uh, product systems, right? Now, I'll give you some examples. Now, for example, service, innovation in service, which is under the experience a bucket. Now, this company called Zoho, it's a service-based company, but look at the revolution this company has brought. You know, with most of the startups and probably not the big ones, the tier 2 companies, the way this ERP has come and given solution. So, innovation which they have brought into this particular segment. Likewise, if we talk about probably, you know, channel, companies like Swiggy, companies like Urban Company. If we talk about customer engagement, Amazon. If we talk about product performance, Indigo. Or, you know, if we talk about profit model, Amazon Web Service for that matter, or Zerodha. You know, these are companies who have tried to innovate under one of these themes and probably they have seen some success, or some of them are really very successful. Now, when we have spoken about innovation, there has to be an idea behind it. You know, there have to be certain ideas, or else what to innovate, how to innovate, it all starts with idea. So I think the next section I would want to talk about how to generate new ideas. You know, now new ideas can be generated just by thinking differently. Now there are few tools which I want to talk about through which we can probably, you know, generate new ideas which will fit in one of the buckets of innovation. The first tool I want to talk about is fast idea generator. Now what does this mean? Now there are essentially 9 elements into fast idea generation. Very simple. Inversion, integration, extension, differentiation, addition, subtraction, transition, grafting, exaggeration. What is inversion? Upside down. There's already some offering, some solution in the market. Just reverse it. Integration. There are 2 solutions or 2 services already available in the market. We integrate and make something new. All these concepts of marketplaces, all these concepts of platform aggregators. You know, for example, booking.com. Lot of websites are already there for hotel booking. They've just integrated. And they've come with a unique idea and that company is running well. Likewise, extension. Some solution is already there. Can you extend it a little further, add some more offering, and can you come up with a new idea? Likewise, differentiation. Addition, just add something more. Or else some solution is there, reduce a certain redundant pieces. Subtraction, exaggeration. Some solution is there, extend it as much as you can. Expand the breadth of the solution and you can come up with a new idea. So these are certain ways. I think it just requires some sort of deliberation, discussion, and you can come up with a new idea which can be innovative. Now these were the tools I was talking about. You know, certain examples of inversion. Doctors treat patient. What if patient become doctors? Right? Now this startup called Practo, it was never there until a few years ago. You know, we had to go and take appointment from so many doctors or else find out good doctors. But now with this website in place, we sitting at our homes, I will not say our doctors, but we know where to go. We've created a ease around availing services of doctors. Likewise, integration. People access a range of services in different locations. What if local services have one point of access? You know, this is just another way of thinking. Once we start thinking this way, doing a little bit of deep dive, we will come up with great ideas. We have to explore. Automatically, we will get some innovative solution which we can convert into a product or service, go and hit the market. It is just a constant of our mindset. Next tool about generating ideas I want to talk about is thinking hats. Our personal experience of Zetwork, one person alone cannot do everything. There has to be a group of people wearing different hats, people come with different experience, deliberate between themselves, discuss between themselves, and we will end up coming up with a great idea. Now when I say thinking hats, this is again a proven concept of past. typically what people say, there are 6 hats: a black hat, a white hat, a yellow hat, a blue hat, a green hat, and a red hat. And what does each of these hats uh, refer to or resemble to? White hat basically talks about a person who talks factual and has objective information. Red hat is someone who is very, very emotional, or else, whose responses are very intuitive. Black hat is someone who is very cautious, critical thinking, risk assessment is very high. Yellow hat is someone who is very, very optimistic, who has a lot of positive thinking. Green hat is creativity, generating ideas, and blue hat is a facilitator. In our own story of Zetwork, we are 5 co-founders. All 5 of us come with different experiences, and multiple times in the past what we have seen, whenever there is a problem or there is any topic which will lead us to growth, when we sit, discuss, deliberate, all 5 of us come with different perspectives, right? While the end objective is same, but when we have different perspectives in one common forum, it helps us do a lot of double click, triple click of that problem or of that opportunity and help us take the right decision. So it's very important that when we are starting up or when we want to do something new, it's of extreme importance that we have a group of people, like-minded people, but difference in thinking. We discuss, deliberate, and then come up with a particular solution or idea and then take it forward. Now the 6 hats, what I spoke about, basically the white hat, generally what is his thinking? What is the objective? What is the context? What are the benefits? The red hat, who is a little emotional guy, he will bring in the perspectives of what do you think about this? What is your initial reaction? What kind of emotions does this bring out? The yellow logical guy, generally, what makes this so successful? What are the benefits? These are by default questions which comes in auto mode, which helps us understand the issue really well and come up with the best possible answer. Again, just another deliberation of these 6 sort of people: the process guy, the fact, feelings, creativity. The next way of generating ideas is through a question ladder. We'll have to intrinsically question that particular problem or that particular opportunity in different ways and means as possible, so as to again come up with the best possible unique solution. Now, how to read this question ladder tool? This is again a matrix with which I'll want to explain. So basically a question ladder is again a proven concept. It comes with 5 W's and 1 H. What are these 5 W's? They're basically who, what, where, when, why, and 1 H, how. And then these 5 W's in the horizontal rows are to be read with 6 columns of is, did, can, will, would, might. How I'll explain this is, now who is the person who comes with responsibility? Who will do this? Who would have done this? What talks about focus? Where is the location? When is the timing? Why is the rationale? And the most important overarching thing is how, which is logistics. When we have all the questions put together, how do we do it? That is logistics. So if we put any question, any opportunity in this framework of 5 W and 1 H coupled with is, did, can, will, would, might, we will get the right answer, or else we will reach to the nearest possible right answer, which is what again we have done during our journey. And this is a real life example about our own journey in Zetwork. Now, having spoken about innovation, having spoken about the 3 tools of idea generator, this I think is a very important section which I will want to again share with all of you, is the journey of an entrepreneur. It is very easy to talk about someone in the hindsight, 5 or 10 years when we have spent in the business. Whether he is successful, we'll talk all good things about that person. If he has failed, we will talk all bad things about that person. Unethical tha, siphoned money, didn't know how to do business, people were bad, right? But the pain that particular entrepreneur or the founder is going through in that 5, 7, 8 years of whether a successful or an unsuccessful journey is unparalleled, is unimaginable. There are few thought process which I have captured, which I'll share with you. We've also gone through that, and I'm sure a lot of colleagues, seniors, and fellow chartered accountants over here, in your own practice or in your own firms or in your own businesses, you would resonate too. How I would like to start is that world is a contradiction and universe is a paradox. This is absolutely the mindset of an entrepreneur, of a co-founder. We all know a startup journey is a combination of resilience, adaptability, and keen understanding of the dynamic nature of entrepreneurship. But do we know the mindset of the entrepreneurs to be successful? It's very important to know that mindset. How do they need to find a delicate equilibrium between opposing forces? There are a lot of times when two contradicting thought process is there at one point in time, and there has to be a fine balance for him to take the right decision. Now some of those aspects of the journey of entrepreneur, I'll explain. The most important, I would say, is vision and blind spot. This is one of the first contradictory and challenging element simultaneously in a dynamic ecosystem. Solving this will help any entrepreneur grow. There has to be a vision, there will be blind spots, it has to be balanced really well, then only one can grow and become successful. And this becomes absolutely critical, especially when you are building a multi-generational company, solving complex problems. Now, vision provides a target as to what we are trying to hit, whereas blind spots, it helps us with unconventional ways of achieving it. If we have set a 5, 7, 10 years of vision, and if we are trying to achieve it with conventional ways and means, with set systems and processes, the 10 years may become 12 or 15 years. But the blind spot of those entrepreneurs, it helps them navigate or take the unconventional route and hijack that 10 years to maybe a 5 years or a 3 years. Again, using anecdote of Zetwork, 5 years back when we started our company, we wanted to be the world's largest fabricator, just fabricator of steel products, steel structures. And that was the vision. But overnight, you cannot be the world's largest fabricator. In that journey, we met with a lot of customers, lot of suppliers, different industries, and then we pivoted. We used our blind spot. As and when complementary opportunities were coming to us from different industries around the similar products, we started accepting those opportunities, and we pivoted. When I'll talk about Zetwork, probably you guys will be able to relate with this example what I'm trying to explain. So this is a very, very important element of a founder's, of an entrepreneur's mindset, where a right balance has to be there. Next, I would like to talk about is stubbornness and open-mindedness. This is equally important. While as an entrepreneur, you have to be stubborn in form of perseverance. You will have to be equally open-minded also. You cannot be extra stubborn, otherwise you will become averse to change. Perseverance, as long as your stubbornness is perseverance, it's good for the company. But the moment it truly becomes stubbornness, it becomes a roadblock in your growth. So you have to be open-minded at the same time. Now, perseverance is crucial as an entrepreneur is overcoming obstacles, but excessive stubbornness can lead to resistance to change. Now, balancing determination with open-mindedness to new technologies, methods, and feedback is vital for sustained success. Startups with clear long-term vision can remain focused on overarching goals while being agile and open-minded in adjusting short-term strategies. Next, very important aspect is high standards and forgiveness. Whenever you are setting targets for you, they have to be 4x, 5x of your capability. Then only, even if you fail, you will cross the bare minimum. But at the same time, for your team, you have to have this aspect of forgiveness, because you are setting very, very high standards for them. It may so happen they will fail, but you should be open to forgive them. That's how that culture will lead to huge growth in the company. Now, there is a very delicate balance between setting rigorous expectations for performance and at the same time fostering a culture that allows for learning from mistakes and adapting to setbacks while doing rapid experimentation. High standards for us meant that even when we missed target in our company, we were better than last year or we were better than last quarter. That's how we'll have to run the company. That's how an entrepreneur thinks. Next aspect I want to talk about is, again, this is very contradicting. Timeliness and timelessness. So confusing. But day in, day out, we live with this. We are patient. At the same time, we are impatient. We are impatient for growth. We are impatient for innovation. But we are patient for result. Day in, day out, there are situations when we face with the dilemma of timelessness and timeliness. Entrepreneurs should view timelessness and timeliness as complementary rather than conflicting. Infusing innovative thinking into timeless principles enables us as entrepreneurs to build sustainable, profitable ventures that can navigate changing landscapes yet solve problems with a unique approach. Now, timeless business practices helps build a solid foundation for a multi-generational company. And on the other hand, our commitment of efficiency, which is speed and precision, and reliability, which is quality and visibility, it helps us make timely adjustment and capture immediate market opportunities. Another aspect for entrepreneurs I want to talk about is visibility and invisibility. The way we run the company need not, when we are starting up, there's a process with which we are running the company. It evolves with time. Those processes cannot be same. The process with which we were running our company in our year one are not the same with which we are running it today. Our processes have evolved. There were times when we used to individually get into every problem and try and solve it. And today, strategically, there are times when we have to become invisible in the company. We want our L2s and L3s to, lead the mandate. So that change, that shift, that transition is very important. I would like to, just read two very important lines which we have seen in our company. As founders, all 5 of us were actively involved in our day-to-day operations. Leading from the front fosters a sense of direction, inspires the team, and communicate a strong commitment of the company's mission. However, as we have grown, we have navigated the paradox by recognizing that the leadership style needed in the early stages may evolve with time and progressively transition from high visibility to strategic invisibility. There were times when only we are in the lead, only we are solving the issues, whether it is raising money, raising debt from the lenders, getting demand from the customers, talking to our suppliers. Today, this effective delegation have led to multifold growth in the company. Because between the 5 co-founders, I would say today we have 50 founders under us who are co-founders in themselves. And 1 Zetwork is 10 Zetwork within our own company. So this is extremely important for a budding entrepreneur, that he needs to be aware when he has to solve or when the problem needs to be visible in front of him, and when he has to become invisible in front of his people, or he has to be invisible to the problem, so that effective delegation is there and team is able to solve it. 2 more mindset issues of entrepreneurs. Second last being innovation and stability. Again, in this journey of startup, in this journey of entrepreneurs, 2 things have to simultaneously run. One is continuous change, new innovations, new process, new systems, new methods. However, there are certain functions, certain places where stability has to be there. There has to be stability in finance. There has to be stability in compliance. There has to be stability in credit underwriting. These are places where a lot of innovations will lead to a major downfall. But as far as your product offering, your service offering, certain new products you have made, some technology you are offering to your customers, their innovation needs to be there. So again, there has to be a very fine balance of, so you have to imagine the plight of an entrepreneur, where at same point in time, on certain fronts, he is thinking about innovation, and parallelly, there are certain functions or certain aspects of the company where stability is required. And last is flexibility and planning. Now, business environment is dynamic, and entrepreneurs must be flexible to adapt to changes. However, does this adaptability mean you should not have a strategic plan, a future roadmap for achieving goals? The paradox of flexibility and planning in the context of startups and entrepreneurs involves the delicate balance between the need to adapt quickly to changing circumstances and the important strategic foresight and structured planning. Now, again, in this network context, when we started the company, we were just a platform for contract manufacturing of industrial goods, right? And we were just planning around that whenever we have more opportunities from more industries, from more geographies, we'll go very deep into it. But we were flexible. We were open to new ideas, open to exploring new industries. And back in 2020, during COVID, when there was a China plus one sentiment, there were a lot of opportunities of contract manufacturing in consumer goods. And we didn't shy away from grabbing that opportunity. And today our business is equally pivoted between both industrial and consumer goods, contract manufacturing of both these spaces. And in certain categories, very proudly I can say, in certain categories of contract manufacturing of consumer goods, Zetwork is the leading player in the country, if not leading the top 3 players, with merely 3 years of experience, right? So from this point, what I was explaining is that what you are doing good, there should be a forecast, a planning around that. But parallelly, you have to be flexible for grasping or accepting newer opportunities. Keep looking for opportunities, be flexible, accept it, grab it whenever it is available. So now whatever I have spoken about innovation, generating ideas, mindset of entrepreneurs, all summarizing into Zetwork's journey now. Because whatever I have spoken is from my own 5 years of journey at Zetwork. Now I wanted to explain as to what we do at Zetwork, our own growth story, and the challenges, the ups and downs. So what is Zetwork? Zetwork is India's only digital manufacturing unicorn, and May 2023, we raised a $100 million round, by which the company became a $2.8 billion startup. And some of our investors are Green Oaks Capital, Axel, Sequoia, Lightspeed. And the milestone come just months after raising Series E and F round, which solidified Zetwork's place as 25th unicorn of 2021. And proudly I would say that we are a rare startup, we are a profitable unicorn. Talking about our network across the globe, today we work in 15 plus countries, 25 plus industries being aerospace and defense, renewable energy, consumer electronics, oil and gas, precision manufacturing, infrastructure space. We have more than 2,000 plus customers across the globe. We work with more than 10,000 MSMEs in the country. And this is a sneak peek into our journey. We started the company in 2018, where we raised a very small seed round. And at that point in time, again, what all shifts have happened. When we have started the company in 2018, we just wanted to be a SaaS company. We wanted to build softwares for both our customers and our suppliers of industrial goods. We wanted to build softwares, go and sell the softwares to them. We wanted to solve for inefficiency in the supply chain through those softwares. And we were running the company for 6 months like that. We burnt a few crore rupees in our first 6 months building those softwares. And after getting a lot of beating from our customers and suppliers, we realized that, uniformly across our customer segment, we got only one feedback. India में manufacturing का problem solve करना है तो software मत बेचो. Take the orders in your name. You do manufacturing. आप manufacturing करके problem solve करके दो. We got this feedback from the likes of Tatas, L&Ts, the Shapoorji Palunjis, the Jindals, and we were shying away from that. But having done that for 6 months and actually seeing no change, no value addition by selling those softwares, we realized that why not take the orders in our name, work with those MSMEs, work with those small scale fabricators and solve those problems. So 2018 is when we started the company, started as a SaaS company, pivoted to a core manufacturing company. May 18 is when we got our first small order for selling that SaaS, but it took us 6 months to get the real manufacturing order. November 18, we went international. While we are proudly calling international, we got our first order from Bangladesh. For us, that was international at that point in time. And Jan to 2020, we expanded into multiple capital goods. We were initially just catering to the demand of fabrication work, which we were getting from the likes of L&T, Tatas and all. But then we pivoted. We said we will make different industries as a segment, aerospace and defense being one, renewables, railways, oil and gas. And 2020 was our first glimpses of sustainable growth. There was a 20x jump in our revenue in a span of 2 years. Because the base was small, the number is 20x. From I think 16-17 crores, we grew to 320 crores in the next year, followed by 1,000 crores year after, 5,000 crores last year, 11,000 crores last year. That's how we have grown. And December 2020 is when we actually pivoted from just contract manufacturing of industrial goods to consumer goods as well. Now talking about consumer goods, we are into couple of segments, most important being hearables and wearables and televisions. We are one of the top 3 players of manufacturing hearables and wearables products in the country today. And all of this have happened only in the last 2-3 years. This was again an opportunity which came to us. It was a blessing in disguise that a lot of products were banned from importing from China, lot of global sentiment of China plus one. And like I was explaining in the previous slides, we were always open to opportunities. While we were very focused of what we wanted to do, our theme of contract manufacturing, but we were very, very flexible. We were working with a lot of open mind that it's not that we'll just have to be in the industrial space. It's okay to get into the consumer space as well. And we took that first movers advantage, tied up with a lot of customers, set up factories ourselves, deployed people on the ground. And today I think we are one of the relevant players in the country in this space. And in the last couple of years, having created some ground for us, we've even done a few M&As in some of these space, whether it is aerospace and defense, whether it is just hardcore fabrication, and proudly saying that we've also done an acquisition in US. We've acquired $100 million. That's that scale of a company in the US. So today, an Indian company is owning 100% subsidiary in US. We have 250 employees over there, and we are trying to scale that particular company. Probably this year, we would be doing 3x revenues over there, and highly profitable company. So this is a little bit of a sneak peek of Zwork. We are headquartered in Bangalore. We have got around 3,000 people working in the company. I've spoken about some of our turnover numbers. We are profitable as well. This is about the team. The slide on the hats I was saying. So we are 5 folks. We run this company. And each one of us actually resemble one or the other hat. Amrit being the white hat, Srinath being the yellow hat, Rahul being the blue hat. All of us bring our own perspectives. And again, proudly, I am the only chartered accountant in this lot. So very happy to be here with all fellow chartered accountants. This is broadly what I wanted to share about my thought process, our journey. Happy to take questions or, any double click. That's a good question. It's been 5 years, yeah. Yeah. Another couple of years. Market is good, but another couple of years. Problem with the startup, sir, is that while it is 5 years, but we are not doing the same thing across 5 years. Some of our business have stabilized and they are generating money. Some of the businesses are still new. Every 6-8 months, we add one new business and it takes 12 months, 18 months to become stable. So the moment the moment we have taken a call that no more new business, no more acquisition, just getting more efficiencies in our current lines of business. Probably 12 months from then IPO. But anyways, 2-3 years you will see Zetwork IPO in the market. Yeah. Brands. We do it for the brands. Direct brands, yes. 12, 12. So while there are 12 different industries, there are two broad themes. The main theme is contract manufacturing, the two broad themes is consumer and industrial. So as long as we are able to manage contract manufacturing and consumer and industrial, all the other are complementarity, right? Suppose if I am doing a TV assembly line, parallelly doing a hearables and wearable lines is not very difficult. Starting that first TV line was difficult. Likewise in industrial, for example, we are into railways, we are into oil and gas, or else we are into drinking water solutions. So the background of that, when we were just doing fabrication jobs, when we were just working with say 500 MSME, that was the difficult task. Once that landscape, that foundation is ready, then gradually diversifying is not that big a problem. Actually, it's a difficult question because we've never thought of that. You know, things have just unfolded. But yes, so what we have done when we were initially scaling the company. So one of the thumb rules for Zetwork is whenever we start anything, it's always with a generalist. The 0 to 1 journey is always with a generalist. The moment 0 to 1 has become successful, you know, things have taken some shape, and now we are sure that now 1 to 10 or 1 to 100 journey will start. Then we bring in experts. Because a generalist comes with a lot of blind spots. He doesn't come with a set SOP. He will use all his ways and means to, you know, do something, even if the solution is wrong or inefficient. But when something happens on the ground, even in the most inefficient way, that gives us a lot of confidence. So what we have done today, when we have pivoted to so many countries or industries, each of these chapters have the same old story. Once we were convinced with the idea, we started with a generalist. The moment things have taken a little bit of shape, we've put specialist. And that's how we have scaled. So today for all the businesses we run, while we are still generalist, my other co-founders also, while we worked in ITC together, or few of them are from IITs, we are not masters of all the business what we are doing. Once the thesis has been proven, then we have got in industry experts who are great at doing that, who have done it multiple times in the past, in their previous careers of 10, 20, 25 years. They are running those businesses for us. And hence I said that for Zetwork at least, and I'm sure I can confidently say that for any company for that matter, right set of talent, right set of people is very important. Everything else will fall in place. So we are blessed with our top leadership of 15, 20, 25 folks who are today maybe running our finance function, or maybe running some of our businesses, or maybe running our M&A. They are great people. Very, very hard. But I think very, very hard is not for your lifetime. Is still, I have created this as a sustainable model. Like Sir was asking, when are you going for IPO? For example, say whatever, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. When we know that we have taken our share of pie, these are the businesses, all of this have become profitable, stable. Probably from then the journey may become little less harder. But hard work will always be there. Sir, I would say, my personal opinion is whether it is a youngster or oldster, sir, does not matter. My personal opinion is that it gets difficult for a specialist to start something, because he comes with a lot of constraints of mindset. He's done everything in the past, good way, bad way. So when that person will want to do something, he will want to do it the best way. may not be the most efficient way. But when a generalist or not so specialized founder is wanting to start something, he has a lot of blind spots. If he is guarded by a few wise people, you know, he has got no boundaries of thinking. He can think anything random. When we are deliberating, when we also deliberate in our company and we want to start something new, we have always realized people who come with experience, 25, 30 years of experience, when they sit in those discussions, some of our growth conversation doesn't happen the way we want them to happen. But when the room is filled with generalists who knows nothing about that topic, no ABCD, they will give us crazy idea. And at least give us that confidence of why not pursue it. So it's not a straightforward answer, but I would rather say that someone with more blind spots is more apt to start something, but he has to pick up right talent in that journey. He cannot live with his blind spots always. I think back in 2018 when we were starting, there were rarely companies like us, first of all in the B2B marketplace and second in the manufacturing space. So for sure we got that first mover advantage. And second, we were lucky enough to see the kind of growth both in terms of demand and raising money and right deployment of that money. So we have scaled up. Today that scale is giving us the advantage. Now even if there are 5 more companies like us, we will want more such companies to be in the country because we are barely solving 2% of the problem of the company of the country. There's lots to be solved. But that scale gives us that advantage, that preference. So I think these two things. In some or the other way, we have worked with each other. Like 4 out of 5, we have worked in ITC. Then one of the folks left ITC, joined another company. The 5th co-founder has worked with him over there. So generally, not just Zetwork, even other startups, what I am aware of, what I have seen, they are people who've known each other in the past. Because trust is very important. You cannot just start something or work with someone who you have not known. So in some parlance, either you have studied together, worked together, that helps you, contemplate better, gel better, and that trust is very important. So for us also, we worked with each other in the past. No, we rather promote friction. Healthy friction is always important. One of the core values of Zetwork is disagree and commit. And we live this philosophy every day. We live this core value every day. When we are sitting in a room, whether 5 of us or 10 of us, we'll fight with each other a lot. Probably there will be a lot of disagreements. But when we walk out of the room, we walk out with one single commitment. Even if I am in disagreement to that idea, but the moment meeting is over, we come out of the room. We are all committed to that decision taken. And that has been giving us result. Individuals will have their different thought process, but as long as we disagree but commit, I think problem is solved. (1819 to 1920). That was the year before COVID. COVID period. So again, there is a very interesting story. First 3 months of COVID, April, May and June, there was absolutely no business. There was around 200, 220 people in the company. Offices were shut off. People have gone to their homes, and first month was absolutely, there was nothing. So, in that 1.5 months, after doing nothing for 1 full month, that was the most important period for our company, because lot of our processes today which is helping us scale, were developed at that point in time. Because काम ही नहीं था करने के लिए, कुछ तो करना है. That kinetic energy is there. We started building processes. Now, for example, we are working in the Indian market in the B2B space, working with lot of customers. You know how the Indian market is. Lot of AR issues. आपने माल उधार पे दे दिया, पैसे टाइम पे नहीं आएंगे. You know. So processes around credit underwriting. Your processes around collection, following up for that collection. Your processes around tracking delivered margin. So we have spent considerable amount of 2-3 months during that lean period just building those things, because we were very sure that the moment country comes back, the moment action is there, these things will help us. Sure, ma'am, you had a question. Ma'am, so marketing, you know, in a B2C company, marketing is very important. I think that's one of the most important things in a B2C company. But in a B2B company, I would say marketing is not that important. What is more important is your first few orders from the customer and what is the experience you have given to your customer. And then everything is word of mouth. So if today I have got 2,000 clients, my first 40-50 clients was real struggle. I would like to take an anecdote. L&T has got 5-6 different verticals and probably 10-12 big offices across the country. Chennai, Delhi, Kolkata, Bombay. Our first fabrication order from Chennai, I myself remember, we would have done some 10 meetings with them, going and pitching our idea, taking a deck with us, that we are a startup company, we are a B2B manufacturing company, we work with MSME. And we've got one standard response: you don't have your own factory, how will you manufacture products for me? Stuff like that. And finally, one of the guys, one of the purchase heads got tired of us and he gave us a small order, some 110, 120 tons order, 20-25 lakh rupees. We made it a point. We will spend 5 lakh rupees from our pockets, but deliver the order in time at the best quality, because we wanted to give that guy the experience. After that, we got one more order from him. We repeated the same thing. And then in the next quarter, L&T became our biggest customer. Across the offices of L&T, we were getting orders. That yaar country mein ek naya fabricator aaya hai. They are delivering the best quality product on time. Let's be flexible with them. If they are charging 1 rupee more, let's give them. So I think more than marketing, the experience which you create with your customer in B2B space, at least, that is more important. And then it's word of mouth. But we had our own tough time. The first 8-12 months was really difficult. People were not ready to believe as to whether this can be done. Virtually can we manage factories? Yeah.
Yeah, let's look at the latest case. Now, we talked about COVID. For many companies it went down, but Byju's made a lot of money during COVID. But after the COVID, they went to physical, and when to physical, it went down. So what's your opinion? What went wrong actually?
So Byju's is a tricky topic. I will not want to engage because I have a lot of details. I will not want to engage in that topic. But setting that aside, I think COVID gave a real good opportunity to a lot of these companies, tech companies, Byju's, Vedantu, and similar sort of gaming companies for that matter. And they really encased. They saw a lot of growth. Sir, again, in our experience, I think for some or the other reason, there will be certain macro opportunities which you will encash and get the growth. But it's very important to sustain that growth. I think after COVID, when the physical schools started and all of that, for some reason they were not able to sustain growth. Or else, other thing could be, you should only bite how much you can chew. Probably they took a bigger bite, not able to chew. The kind of M&As they have done, the way they have expanded. So I'm sure some inefficiency here and there in the decision making. There are more facts to that. We'll talk offline.
Various tools and other information, your experience. On behalf of the Bangalore branch of SARC of ICAI and on behalf of our Committee on MSME and Startup and members present here, I thank you once again for the wonderful session. Thank you.